Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over the 5 myths that I have personally come across, dealt with, or believed in at the gym. The first one is target fat burning. Basically what that means is targeting where on your body that you burn fat. It's complete bullshit. I guess you can see the idea of it is like if you work out your chest more, the more it's gonna burn fat. You work out your arms more, the more it's gonna burn fat. Basically, that's the theory of it. And it's so wrong. So the way body fat works, well, for natural people, the way that works is when you start losing fat, the majority of people's bodies, the way they work is they burn fat from the outside in. Now, this isn't the case for everybody, but on average, that's kind of how it would work. Hence why you'll see guys with, like, arms that are, completely, toned up, ripped, if you want to call them that. But then, like, when you get towards, like, the center where, like, their chest is, or like where their abs would be, it's kind of lacking. You can target muscle growth, but you cannot target where you burn fat, guys. It's so far from the truth. I heard this a long time ago. This is one I believe personally myself when I was younger, and I don't know why it's still around, just because it's been proven wrong so many times, and it's honestly not that hard to prove wrong. For the most part, that's how your body works. Body fat works from the outside in. Now, that's not the case for 100% everybody. You'll see some people, their upper body is going to be completely ripped, and then their legs are just lacking. So at that point, it's normally after you've developed, I guess you could say, a good foundation of a physique, where I would say you've probably been lifting properly with a proper nutrition for about a year or so, and then you'll kind of see like where your strengths are, where you're going to naturally burn more fat, where you're going to retain more fat. So that's the best way to take a look at it, guys. So don't start judging genetics until you've been working out for about a year or two. All right, guys, number 2 is cardio is only for burning fat. Now, I'm not saying cardio doesn't burn fat. Cardio can help you burn fat, but it is not the reason why you're going to burn fat. There's a lot of takes on it. There's a lot of different ways to burn fat. There's honestly a lot of theories on how to burn fat. A lot of theories. The way I guess you could say it would work is mainly the fact that cardio, in a sense, just helps you burn calories. But if you're consuming more calories than you're using, it's basically pointless. Well, I guess you say it's not basically pointless. Yes, it'll be good for your heart. You'll still be building up, your cardio. So you'll be able to, maybe play ball longer without being completely exhausted. But if your goal is to burn fat, 1, it has to be done properly. 2, cardio is not the only way to do it. You can do it with honestly anything. You can do it technically without even working out. But it is not the only way to burn fat. Cardio is just one of those ways to burn fat. It's widely advertised as burning fat, mainly because of the calories that you can burn while doing cardio. But honestly, anything, whether you're at the gym, those will help you burn fat. Anything like that will honestly help you burn fat. As long as you are burning more calories than you are taking in. So that's honestly the concept of how it works. Number 3. This one's a little more ridiculous. Oh, well, in my opinion. Girls cannot work out the same way as guys because it's just not meant for them. Now, I can say this one bothers me a lot, mainly due to girls are always worried, like, I don't want to get too big, or I don't want to get too jacked, I don't want to get too, like, anything. Like, 1, I personally don't believe that is a bad thing. 2, it's already hard for guys to get like that. It is extremely hard for girls to even achieve that. just because of how the average girl's body works. They're just so worried about, you know, if they go and hit the weights, that they're just gonna get all kinds of bulky, muscular veins popping out beyond, like, you know, like a guy would look like. Now, it's already hard for a girl to do that. That has to be your goal to achieve that. What a girl would need to eat, all the things she would need to do to even get like that, it's on a different level. Honestly, a lot of girls would not achieve that unless they're really, really trying to do that. They're always more towards like the cardio machines. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but they don't need to stay away from the, I guess you can say, weight training just because if that's their sole reason. Now, if they have another reason, you know, maybe it's because that they just don't prefer that, that's perfectly fine. But if your reason is because you're so worried that you're gonna get completely jacked, don't worry about it. You're not gonna get completely jacked. It is so hard to get like that for a girl. So hard. Again, you have to work towards that. Number 4. This one I did honestly regret it because I wasted so much fucking money. Is that supplements are required, or at least that supplements will help you achieve like amazing things. Like it's basically like a shortcut to getting to where you want. They're honestly not, to me, it matters, in my opinion, about that much. They help, you know, some more than others, but not required. You can achieve goals that you were looking for. Well, realistic goals that you were looking for, with proper nutrition, proper rest, and proper training. But honestly, in my opinion, it's best to just get started with the gym first. Then it's good to get started with the nutrition, and then just making sure you are getting enough sleep. So just honestly, those 3. I do it in that order just because the gym normally sucks at first for like the first month, and then for me it became like an addiction after the first month. It's hard getting to that first month, but then it gets a lot easier to do and eventually becomes enjoyable. Very enjoyable. So that's the way I do it. One, mainly because, again, the workout is the easier part. It just takes an hour out of your day. 2, the diet. Just minorly cleaning up things. Just slowly taking baby steps. I mean, you can do just a whole, you know, flip a switch and just suddenly shoot healthy. But 1, your body's not going to take to it really well. So you're going to feel, 1, you're going to feel kind of sick. 2, it's already hard to stick with that just through sheer willpower, because you're going to probably feel sick and you're not going to feel as energized. And the sleep, well, it was harder for me just to adjust getting actual like 7 to 8 hours of sleep, just because I was honestly like, I like to stay up and do things like game, hang out, but yeah, sleep was probably the hardest one for me. Alright guys, now number 5 is that there is only one way to achieve your goal, to achieve the physique you want or the strength you want. There's honestly multiple takes on it. There's multiple theories, there's multiple ways. Not every single one's gonna work for everybody. You know, what works for me is it might not work for you. It might work better for you than it works for me, honestly. But there's not just one way, you know, just not just one magic program. The best way to do it, all these things, is explore. Now, I'm not saying like if it doesn't work in a week that you need to immediately change it. No, give it some time, test it out. I always like to try, you know, different things, see how they work for me, and that's the best way to learn what works for your bodies, to see like which ones have worked best for you, and which ones honestly just give you close to nothing. So it's always about trying different things. Just trying, you know, getting out of what you're used to is, I guess you could say, the best way to put it. You know, don't just choose one workout and then stick with it because that's, you know, that's what he does or that's what she does. There's more than one way to things, and you guys always need to constantly be exploring those options. So that's, I don't know, I was one of those guys. I always thought there was only one way. I always did like, oh, because he's got those, you know, because he's got abs, so I should probably listen to him. But the thing is, it didn't work out for me. You know, his diet did not work out for me. His workout wasn't working at all for me. And then, you know, then I do someone else's, and theirs actually worked a little bit better, but not quite as well as it did for them. So just know that you're just gonna have to do a little bit of exploring, but in the long run, you will be able to find it. So just continue exploring, find out what works for you, and then eventually, after some time, you'll be able to actually develop your own programs and do what works best for you. And who knows, maybe you could change the world with those workouts. You never know. So again, guys, those are the myths that I have to deal with a lot. Those are the ones that I come across the most often. So if you guys know anybody, if you guys see anybody that still believes these things, be sure to, well, don't be a douche about it. Just point them in the right direction. Maybe have them do their own research, or you can just straight up tell them, just don't be a dick about it. Yeah. If you guys have any ideas for any videos, or if you guys have any questions for me, be sure to comment down below, or you guys can just email me. It's down in the description at the very bottom. And yeah, just let me know how I did. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.